Hey, and welcome back to another YouTube video. Today's video is gonna be crazy. We're gonna talk about something today that can potentially change the way that you prepare to trade, the way that you prepare to look for stocks. I'm gonna be talking about a very secret volume scan that I have discovered that is not even available on Thinkorswim. You have to actually go out of Thinkorswim, copy and paste, do all this thing. So stay tuned to the end of this video so you can see what the secret volume trick is. Before we begin, if you find tremendous value in what I'm about to say, please share this with at least one person so they can benefit as well. Now, real quick before we start, if you could just please hit that like button, I'd really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel and comment down below what you'd like to see next. All right, let's get into it. Going over basics really quickly, there are two important things that you have to focus on when you're trading. Only two: price action and volume. Everything else can help, but a lot of times it's more of a distraction than a help. So if you're only going to focus on two things, focus on the price and then focus on the volume. Everybody basically knows the price, the share price, how much the stock is going for, whatever, but not a lot of people pay attention to volume, and that can really hurt their trading. So how can we use volume? Basically, volume is like a gas in a car. If you put a lot of volume, a lot of gas in a car, the car is going to move. Okay? Same thing with stock. If a stock has a lot of volume, it's going to move crazy in a certain direction. Whether that direction is up or down, it depends on if a lot of buying, aggressive buying is happening or aggressive selling is happening, right? Now, if there's no gas in a car, the car is not going to move. And the same thing with a stock. If there's no volume in a stock, the stock's not going to move. It's just going to be flat. So with this special scan that I'm about to show you, we're going to be able to pinpoint which stocks have high volume. And you already know, once volume kicks into a stock, the next couple of days or weeks can get really interesting. How do we know which stocks have really high volume right now? That's what we're going to find out right now. So before we do anything, you're going to go to the scan tab. So after going to the scan tab, this is what you're going to do. If you look right here, you're going to see that there's a custom study and it shows something like this. Now this right here is the secret that you don't have on your platform, and that I had to get this from somewhere else and copy and paste it in here. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go step by step and show you how you can add this scan, and then after showing you how to add it, I'm going to explain what it is and then how to use it. Okay, so let's copy it. And by the way, I'm going to paste this into the description box, so just go and copy it from the link below. And if you haven't yet, here's another chance to give this video a big likes. Right here, I'm giving you one of my most prized possessions right now, right? I don't want no money from you. I just want one like. So please go ahead and like this video if you haven't already. And again, I appreciate it. So after you go ahead and you copy what's in the description, this is what you're going to do. You're going to go to add filter at the top right, and then you're going to go to study. Okay? And then you're going to go to custom, and then from there you delete whatever's here, and then you go to think script editor, and then you copy and paste it, Control V right here. Now let me explain what this is. So basically, this is telling us that we want volume that's 40% higher than the average 50-day volume. Okay? And then right here, when it says within one bar, what does one bar mean? It just means within whatever is right here. So if this is D, that means within 1 day. So if I change this to 10, that means that if high volume happened anytime within the last 10 bars or days, it'll show up, right? So for me, I don't really care about what happened 10 days ago. I want to know within today or yesterday. So just one bar is fine. So pay attention here. It could get a little bit tricky. So 14 stocks popped up. So let's choose one of these random stocks, info for example, write it in. Now if we zoom in here and then we look at the volume here below, we're going to see that there's two numbers here. There's a green number and then there is also a white number. Now it's either green or red. In this space right here, it's either green or red, and in that space it is white. The white is basically the average, and then the red, or whether it's red or green, is what happened that day. So the way that you're going to read this one is that the average volume for the stock over the last 50 days is 2.3 million. That's what usually happens, right? But on this specific day, it did 4.6 mil. It did 4.6 mil. So that is above average. And it's very easy to see that visually if you look at how the volume bar is in comparison to the average line, okay? Going back to the scan, right here it said 40%. Now, what does that mean, 40%? That means that if a stock has 1 million average volume, that means that that stock has to do 1.4 million for it to show up in the scan, right? But now, let's say another stock has 5 million average volume, and then it only did a volume that day of 2 million. That's below average. So that stock is not going to show up on the scan because it's not above average volume relative to that particular stock. Okay? Can you see how this can be helpful? Think about it. You can't just treat volume the same for all stocks. You know, a stock that does 5 million shares a day is completely different from a stock that does 1 million shares a day. So when that stock that has 5 million average volume has 1 million shares traded that day, has only 1 million volume that day, it's most likely not even going to move because it's much less volume than normal. But if a stock that's average volume is 1 million and then there's 5 million volume that day, it's 5 times the average. And that means that most likely it's going to be a crazy, crazy move because it's above average volume. Okay? So this is how I use that scan. It'll always bring up all the stocks that have higher volume than normal. And here's a perfect example of how you could have used it. Most likely, if I used this scan on this day, I would have seen that there was a bullish engulfing pattern, and then I also would have seen that it was above average volume after a downtrend. So what this tells me is that buyers are coming back in, and then what I could have done potentially is catch this 4 or 5% move to the upside. Okay? That's pretty much it for volume. If you found this helpful, please let me know in the comments down below. I appreciate your support. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Peace.